you're a rider, you're already fighting every day just to be seen. Distracted drivers love to blame riders, even when the facts say otherwise.
We have been promoting motorcycle safety and trusted by the riding community for nearly 30 years. Do your research after a motorcycle injury. Call the husband and wife law team first.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
One study found that half of all clients are unhappy with their lawyer. The number one complaint, a total lack of communication.
That's why we survey our clients and know over 97% are happy. Do your research. Call the husband and wife law team first.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
Sometimes a girl in my class doesn't bring anything to eat for lunch.
The truth is, in America, 1 in 5 kids worry about their next meal.
I want everybody to have yummy food.
So do we. That's why Fry's donates surplus fresh food from our shelves to your local food bank. We've provided over 3.5 billion meals through our Zero Hunger, Zero Waste plan. Visit friesfood.com to see how you can help fight hunger and waste in our community.
Because nobody should have an empty tummy.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
Right now, receive 0.9% financing for up to 60 months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like a 25 Mazda CX-5. The name to remember, Mark Mazda, Mark Mazda.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
Live on a Football Friday edition of the lunch break right here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert hanging out with you for the next 2 hours here on the program. Producer Evan is on the other side of the glass. He's ready to take your phone calls. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to hop in today. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel where you can watch the program over there. Before we dive into anything, got to let everybody know, little programming note today. We're going to do some things out of order. Don't worry, still a Football Friday. Still going to get the NFL look ahead. We're still going to make picks in hour number 2. You're still going to get buy or sell. You're going to get all the staples that you would expect to get here on a Friday. But we have a very special guest joining us. She's got a practice to coach here later on today. So 11:45, hour number 1, we're going to move buy or sell a little bit. The head coach of ASU women's basketball, Molly Miller, will join us at 11:45 today. We'll chat about the undefeated 11-0 Sun Devil women's basketball program. They're in the middle of a road trip that has them racking up the miles, flying all over the place. So we'll talk to her about the hot start. We'll talk to her about this road trip, getting ready for conference play. That's coming up at 11:45. We're also going to get into the Cardinals, but I think it would be remiss if we didn't lead the program with you and I both not having 3 points and Team Listener having a huge advantage, because we can say it right now. Congratulations to the Carolina Panthers. They have now won the NFC South, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're not winning that division with how poorly they've played. Back-to-back losses to the Saints and the Falcons. What a disaster that game was last night. Up 28-14 with like 7 minutes to go or whatever it was. Erased, gone. The image that I saw on social media of the fumble where there's one Falcon surrounded by 6 or 7 Bucs, yet the Falcons, a player not in that screenshot, recovers the football. Just an absolute disaster. A profanity-laced tirade after the game from Todd Bowles, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you and I, 0 points to show for it. What a disaster that game was last night.
A complete nightmare.
A meltdown. Just a absolute meltdown on national television.
Mike Evans freaking out. It was bad.
You're 14 against the Atlanta Falcons. Kyle Pitts has a career night last night, 3 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins, it was a throwback Thursday on a Thursday. It was like he was back in Minnesota, dropping dimes, leading his team to a victory.
And that's not even to mention Sills had the worst drop I've ever seen.
Wide open, just in stride, tries to catch it in the weirdest angle possible.
And they still won.
Still win the game. What a disaster last night. And I'm even more angry that you and I put 3 points on it, and we're feeling great in the fourth quarter. Mike Evans back, looking great. I'm feeling good. 3 points. I got to tell you right now, I don't think we can do I can't do the Colts thing now. I have to make an actual pick now with my 1-point play because I thought I had 3 points in the bag. I thought I could mess around with my 1-point play. I can't do that anymore. I have to try to go for points. Team listener, huge advantage today when we do the pick segment in hour number 2. That is not our lead story today. Our lead story today is we're going to get back into the Texans as they will welcome in the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. And I just have one question for everybody.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Do the Arizona Cardinals have a chance on Sunday against the Houston Texans? Honestly, if we take a step back and look at this game, do the Arizona Cardinals stand a chance? No Paris Johnson, no Marvin Harrison Jr., no Taylor Demerson on the defensive side, no Jalen Thompson. I mean, the injuries are piling up. You know there's not going to be any James Conner. You know there's not going to be any Trey Benson. You know Jacoby Brissett's under center. Do the Cardinals stand a chance? And this is the way I want to look at it, Producer Evan. We talk on this program quite a bit about the recipe for an upset, right? What do you have to do in order to pull off an upset? And there are different elements, pieces of the recipe, ingredients that lead you to think a team could pull off that upset. I would argue to the listeners of this program, because I'm not going to insult you and try to convince you otherwise, they don't have a single element that you would want to have for an upset on the road. Do they have the quarterback that can make the 3 or 5 throws that win you the game? I don't think so. Do the Arizona Cardinals have the running game to slow down the opposition, to grind this game to a halt, to possess the game, to win the time of possession battle? They certainly don't have that. Do they have the defense that can get after the quarterback? Yeah, Josh Sweat can do it, but overall, have they been great in that regard, slowing down offenses? 40 points, a bunch as of late. 40 points last week against the Rams. Seattle dropped 40 on them. San Francisco dropped 40 on them. San Francisco dropped 40 on them in a game in which their quarterback was coming off of an injury in which he hadn't played for like a month and a half. So I don't think we have that element. Do we have the coaching element? A battle of 2 defensive coordinators on Sunday? Which one do you want? Which one do you want coaching your team? So they don't have a single element. They don't have the coaching battle. They don't have the quarterback. They don't have the running game. They don't have the defense. They don't have anything. They don't have a single ingredient. And even if they were healthy, I don't think they would have a single ingredient to pull off this upset. And then you add to it, the team on the other side of the field on Sunday is so much better than them. So much better than them in terms of discipline, in terms of execution, in terms of being the team that the Cardinals want to be. Texans are so much better at being that team. I forgot an element. Can you win the turnover battle? You're going up against a team that creates turnovers. What, second most interceptions in football behind the Chicago Bears? So they force turnovers. So turnover battle, quarterback, running game, can't protect your quarterback, defense, coaching, none of it. Not a single element, not a single ingredient to an upset favors the Arizona Cardinals. So why on earth do we think something's going to change on Sunday? Why do we think Sunday's going to look different? And I know you. I know the listeners of this program. I know the regular, everyday members of the lunch break. You know they don't have a chance on Sunday. You know that they don't do anything well to counteract what Houston does really well. And you look at this matchup on paper, and we broke it down yesterday. They are going to feast on this Cardinals offensive line without Paris Johnson on Sunday. They are going to feast on Jacoby Brissett without Paris Johnson on Sunday. They're going to stifle whatever running game the Cardinals do have. No Marvin Harrison Jr., so they're just going to put Derek Stingley on an island with Michael Wilson, and they're going to dare you to try to figure it out someplace else. They've got a great safety who's going to be able to just play downhill, make tackles in space, probably going to get put on Trey McBride on Sunday. There's not a single element. There's not a single way to slice this pie to get to a place where the Cardinals win on Sunday. I can't get there. I can't find a single reason to convince all of you, no, the Cardinals have a chance. This feels like it goes very similarly to the way after Dallas these games have gone for the Arizona Cardinals. I think it's going to be uncompetitive, and I honestly think this offense is going to look so bad that this is going to be the last stand for Drew Petzing. I think this offense, no Paris Johnson, no Marvin Harrison Jr., I think it's going to look lost. It's going to look inept. It's going to look confused. Whatever word you want to use, it is going to look like our worst fears for this offense on Sunday against that pass rush, against that defense. You want to talk about getting out-coached on Sunday? DeMeco Ryans and this Texans team is going to out-coach Drew Petzing and the Cardinals offense. I
said the other day that they may not score 10 points. The closer we get to this game, I feel more and more confident they will not score 10 points.
I just don't see the path for them to be relevant in this game. What do they do well? 3-10 speaks for itself. I gotcha. But tell me, what do the Cardinals do well? Maybe you can say Jacoby Brissett doesn't turn the ball over a lot. They can't protect their quarterback. They can't run the ball. They're down their number one wide receiver, although I think that's an on-paper type thing. They're down their number one wide receiver. Defensively, they're banged up. They don't create a ton of turnovers. They're not going to outcoach DeMeco Ryans and the Texans. I don't look at this game and say, man, Jonathan Gannon's going to have a really great game plan for Houston. It's going to outcoach, out-scheme DeMeco Ryans. None of it. I can't get there at all. And so it's going to be 3-11. It's going to be probably another disaster. Now, I'll be impressed if they can stay competitive and stay relevant in this game, but everything tells you this is going to be exactly like the last couple of games have been for the Arizona Cardinals, where they are just uncompetitive. They were a Tampa team who's lost 5 of 6. You know who their one win is against? The Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals can't beat anybody right now. The Bucs team that's in complete disarray. We just talked about them last night. Can't beat them. Can't beat a divisional opponent. Do you expect the Cardinals to be able to beat Atlanta with the way they played last night in that fourth quarter? You can't,
not at all.
You can't pick them to win a single game right now, and especially when they are going on the road, they're facing a really good team. You have to have the ingredients for an upset. Most of the time when we come in here on a Monday after an NFL week and we do the rewind, if there is an upset that is brewed somewhere, it's because one or multiple of those elements were there. You can look at a game and say, maybe all of them, maybe some of them, at least one or two of them existed for that upset. I don't think the Cardinals can bring a single ingredient to the table on Sunday. And that's why I think it's going to be an embarrassment. That's why I think they're going to be so outcoached, so out-schemed. It's going to be, we are going to know on Monday it's time to move on from Drew Petzing as the offensive coordinator, because I just don't know how he as a coordinator and the coach of the offense, do we trust him to scheme without Marvin Harrison Jr., to scheme without Paris Johnson? Do we expect him to understand they're going to attack that side of the offensive line? What's the game plan? Are they going to keep their running back in and chip? Are they going to bring in a sixth offensive lineman and really just play a heavy personnel to battle Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson? Is that the game plan? Do you expect them to be able to be consistent in coming up with that game plan? The track record tells you no. They might do some of those things, but are they going to be able to do them consistently enough to counteract what Houston does so well?
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I just don't know how you get there. You've been watching this team all season. You've been watching this coaching staff for 3 years. You know what to expect. The hay's in the barn. The hay's in the barn for this team. You can honestly sit here on a Football Friday and say, the team doesn't stand a chance.
I mean, you said it. What do they do well? I mean, in all honesty, yeah, Jacoby Brissett hasn't been bad. Hasn't been good.
And he scores me a lot of fantasy points.
He scores a lot of fantasy points. Do you know why, Chris? They throw the ball 45 times a game. Do you know what would happen? What will happen this week if they try to throw the ball 45 times? Congratulations to the Houston Texans on breaking the team single game sack record with 13. Congratulations to the Houston Texans and Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, who each, by the way, are going to have multiple sacks this week. I would be willing to bet that Hunter and Anderson will both have 2 sacks.
So you want to set the over-under? What do we want to set the over-under at?
For Texans team sacks?
For Texans team sacks. Do we think that's available?
6.5?
Do we think that number's available somewhere? I would like to see.
That's an interesting prop.
If that prop actually exists, I would love to know what the number is. I would love to know what that number is. Because 2 for each of them feels like you're being disrespectful. Going up against an offensive line without Paris Johnson Jr. and no Jonah Williams on the other side, with how bad they've been all season. Just 4 would be disrespectful, I think. So I wonder if we can get that number and bring that back a little bit later on here in the program. Okay, just to reset once again, a little programming update. Buy or sell's not going to happen in hour number 1 of the show. We're going to move it to hour number 2. Don't worry. We're still going to buy and sell things here today on the program. We've got Molly Miller, head basketball coach for ASU women's basketball. They play this Sunday at Oregon State. You can listen to that right here on KDUS AM 1060. She's going to join us at 11:45 today. So looking forward to our second conversation with Coach this season. We spoke with her ahead of the year. Now, producer Evan, we didn't workshop this beforehand. She comes on right before the season starts. We interview her. They're undefeated. Do we get any credit for that? Is there like 2% that comes to us?
I think it's more like 4.
I was trying to be a little more respectful because obviously we're not out there playing. Way more athletic than we are.
Certainly.
So they're doing.
They
a lot
have
of the
a
hard
far
work.
better jump shot.
Are we maybe the good luck charm?
That's what I wonder. And would anybody be able to hear the games if it weren't for you?
Right. I mean, KDUS.
And I don't want to give myself any credit there.
I mean,
it's certainly you.
You can listen to them right here on KDUS AM 1060, 1:30 pregame on Sunday when they take on Oregon State right here on KDUS AM 1060. So I don't know. We're going to talk to her. A hot start, 11-0. Haven't lost yet this season. In the middle of a big road trip. Big game against Oregon State. Conference play right around the corner. So we'll do our. And, by the way, the coaches show, Molly Miller's coaches show, starts next Wednesday. So we'll have her on and talk about what we can expect from her on that. That'll start airing here on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. Here on KDUS AM 1060. When we come back, one stat that has defined the season for the Phoenix Suns. I'll tell you what it is next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
The Lane Kiffin reinvention arc went from one of the truly feel-good stories in the game to him once again becoming public enemy number 1. I have no issue with him leaving. It's how he left, burning all bridges yet again. You strung Ole Miss along. You turned it into a complete circus, and then you were bent when they wouldn't let you coach them in the playoff. Get out of here with that. It's natty or bust for you at LSU, Lane.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060.
My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade 2026. Live at Chase Field, September 6th, 2026. With special guest, Jimmy Eat World. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit mychemicalromance.com.
Hey, Benjamin, we've got a surprise for you.
What?
You've got brothers.
Huh?
$50 and $200 bills just like you.
Hey.
What's up? What?
We just got them for joining America First Credit Union and opening a new checking account.
And we're all going to live together at America First.
What? This is nice.
For a limited time, new members get a $250 cash bonus when they open a checking account with direct deposit or $50 with a youth checking account. So head to AmericaFirst.com and get your money working today. Membership eligibility, terms, and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if
if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Let's play a little word association. I'm going to say a phrase, and then you just blurt out the very first thing that comes to mind. Michigan football. Okay, what's the first thing you thought of? National championship or cheaters? Coaching suspensions, an indictment on federal hacking charges, and now the abrupt firing and subsequent arrest of head coach Sharon Moore. Those are the things that most people outside of Ann Arbor think of now when they think of Michigan football. That's how battered that brand is. Now, we are still waiting on the details, but being fired for an inappropriate relationship with a staffer is one thing. Being arrested is entirely another. They are not one and the same, and Moore managed to accomplish both. The guy just threw away a dream job that he never really deserved in the first place, and probably even a whole lot more than that. Hope that was worth it, although I already know that it certainly was not. I'm Jim Rome. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
The Chiefs have had some really bad calls against them this year as well. I'm sure everyone listening is going to roll their eyes and say, well, the last 7 years the Chiefs have had great calls. Maybe they have, but there should be no makeups. There should be great refereeing or the best available refereeing every week. And in a lot of games this year, there's been a lot of bad calls. The Chiefs have been part of that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Just want to shout out producer Evan for some great producing in the last break. Got Molly Miller coming on at 11:45. Got the NFL look ahead coming up here in a little bit. And he was like, listen, dude, we're going to have to really get a move on in this next segment because we know the look ahead goes longer than we ever expect it to. So could you just speed it along here, maybe get out of the next break early? I think that's some great producing by you.
I was a little more polite.
You're just trying to see the forest through the trees, and you understood that I'm very long-winded when it comes to the look ahead, so you want to keep us on pace. So I'm going to dive right into our next story so that we do not we can get out of this segment early, get to the look ahead, and then talk to Molly Miller at the end of our number one. A story written on NBA.com from Shane Young shared one statistic that might be the key to the entire turnaround that we've seen from the Phoenix Suns this season. Phoenix is forcing turnovers on 17.2% of opponents' possessions. Now, mind you, this story was written on December 9th, so this is before they played against Oklahoma City, but I think the point still remains that the Phoenix Suns right now are creating extra possessions for themselves. They've had more possessions than their opposition in 17 of their 24 games this season. Again, doesn't include the Oklahoma City game. The point still remains. that the Suns have been doing an excellent job of creating additional possessions. And it's kind of common sense, right? Listen, we love our numbers here on this show.
I'm a huge nerd.
I love when the numbers match common sense. I love when the numbers match the vibes, when the numbers match the emotion, because it just feels like a perfect fit at that point. When you look at the Phoenix Suns on paper and you put numbers to the side,
I'm a huge nerd.
You take away the 17.2% of, extra possessions that they get, or turnovers on 17.2% of their opponent's possessions. You know what that tells me, right? When you look at the team on paper, they're not good enough talent-wise to have an even possession battle and just keep pace with teams. They're not good enough to keep pace with Oklahoma City. They're not good enough to keep pace with Denver, Houston, the Lakers, the Timberwolves. They're not good enough talent-wise on paper, especially with Jalen Green's sideline. But even with Devin Booker and Jalen Green in the lineup, they're not good enough on paper talent-wise. They're not there yet. This is year one.
The alignment.
This is year one of the realignment of this basketball organization. That's okay. What I love about this statistic and what it shows is Jordan Knott's not allowing that to be an excuse. He's understanding we need to create additional possessions because if we do, now we bridge the gap. Now we bridge the talent gap that may exist on certain nights against certain opponents. Now, all of a sudden, you look at the two teams on paper and you say, why is it that Minnesota can't blow out the Phoenix Suns when they don't have Devin Booker? This stat is proof positive of that. This stat tells you why the Suns are able to play these games more competitively, why they're able to, in some cases, win these games. Because they get additional possessions. They get extra opportunities. And when you get extra opportunities, when you get more chances than the other team does, whether it's because of the turnovers that you create or whether it's because of the offensive rebounds because you crash the glass, those are extra chances at points that the other team isn't getting. And so, yeah, you may not be talented enough to shoot 64% the way Oklahoma City was the other night. But if you can create 8 to 10 extra possessions or whatever the number ends up being, you know what those extra possessions do for you? It allows you to bridge the gap if you have a bad shooting night or if the other team just has more talented scorers. The Suns, as of the writing of this story, generated 115 more shots than their opponents this year. That's the second highest mark in the sport. And again, credit to Shane Young for putting all of this together. That's it. It boils down to the Suns understand they're at a talent disadvantage, and they understand that the defensive end, creating turnovers, crashing the offensive glass, getting those rebounds, stopping the opposition from having those second chance opportunities is what allows them to make these games closer. It's what allows them to, despite having, Colin Gillespie in their starting lineup and being without Jalen Green and having Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal play key roles for them, why they're able to beat Minnesota. Why they're able to lose Devin Booker in the first half against the Lakers and still go on and win the basketball game. Why? Because they make it extremely difficult for you on the defensive end of the floor, and they create extra chances. We talk about it in football all the time. If you get that extra possession, you win the turnover battle, you win the field position battle, you get that extra possession, that's the difference. How many times when you play the Chiefs, it's who has the ball last, who can create that extra possession against the Kansas City Chiefs? Because you understood they have Patrick Mahomes, they have Andy Reid. We don't stand a chance. We need to create an additional opportunity. We're going to have to go perfect on the chances we do get, and we're going to have to create an additional one. That's what the Suns are doing. And they're doing it to the tune of a 14-11 record, and they're doing it to the tune of a playoff spot right now in the Western Conference. They're back in action over the weekend. They play the Lakers on Sunday, and then it is a home game against Golden State next Thursday after the NBA Cup concludes. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, it is our rapid-fire look around the NFL, previewing all of the Week 15 action. We call it the NFL Look Ahead, and it is next, the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
It's the Dan Patrick Show.
Shohei Ohtani had 2 home runs, 2 doubles. They also walked him 5 times, 4 intentionally. They've gotten to the point where he's getting Bonds treatment. I want you to pitch in shame. If you're going to intentionally walk him, I want you to throw the 4 pitches that look silly because you don't want to face him. I don't want it to be, hey, we're going to walk him and I point him to first base. Nope. I want you to acknowledge that you can't get him out and you throw those 4 pitches.
Weekdays, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS 1060 app.
Bad Omens. Do You Feel Love North American Tour 2026. Live at Desert Diamond Arena, March 24th. Bad Omens. with special guests Beartooth and President. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bad Omens, live in Glendale.
Hi, I'm Andrew the Homebuyer. In this holiday season, I want to give back. So for every home I buy, I'll donate $1,000 to St. Jude. By now, you already know I'll buy your house for cash in any condition, and I'll beat any other offer. And now by selling me your house, you can help out a family at St. Jude. So let's get your home sold quickly. Call me, Andrew the Homebuyer, today. Visit andrewthehomebuyer.com. That's andrewthehomebuyer.com.
Mike Rowe here with a name everyone should know, Groundworks. The foundation and crawl space repair experts are coming soon to Phoenix. So if you've got a musty crawl space or cracks in your walls, these are the guys to call. And right now, Groundworks is hiring for all positions. If you're looking for a career, Groundworks is the place to do it. You can go from installer to foreman in under a year and become an owner of the company you work for. Apply now at groundworks.com/careers.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
'Tis scratches season, and all through the state, the Arizona Lottery is giving people something to celebrate. Grab your friends and gather round for the chance to win $250,000 with cash countdown. Peppermint scented candy cane cash is available at any Arizona Lottery retailer in a flash. Gift these and 4 more games for any reason, because there are more than $80 million in prizes this season. This year and all, we wish you a happy holiday. From Arizona Lottery, love to play.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be.
Place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Real sports fans need a sports book powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun.
Twin Arrows.
The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrows Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Twin Arrows.
ASU women's basketball right here on KDUS AM 1060. Hop in this Sunday as head coach Molly Miller and the Lady Sun Devils look to square off against Oregon State. ASU is taking control of the court all season long and now look ready to show off their talents up in Oregon. Join Jeff Munn on the call live from the Beaver State. It's ASU versus Oregon this Sunday. Pregame at 1:30 and tip-off at 2 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. It's time for our preview, our look ahead, if you will, of all the action this Sunday in Week 15 of the NFL slate. Got off to a bad start last night. No points for us. Team listener, if you lose this week, you should feel ashamed of yourselves. With that, your tour guide for the NFL look ahead. Producer Evan, take it away. We got to go.
We start in Chicago. The Bears host the Browns in Soldier Field with a feels-like temperature of 10 degrees. The Bears look to go to 10-4 on the season. They're 7.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, and you look for this to be a bounce back, right? You lose the tough game last week in Green Bay. You have the chance to tie or win the game late. You throw the interception. Now you come back home. You're facing a team that you should beat. Dust yourself off. Go out there and get the victory, right? That's the way this game is viewed. Now, the problem is you're going up against a really good Browns defense, and Myles Garrett is going to want to ruin that day. It's another start for Shedeur Sanders, so we'll see how that goes. But from the Bears' perspective, you're looking at this as a get-right performance to get to double-digit wins.
It's all about fun in Cincinnati. Baltimore heads to play the Bengals in Ohio. Baltimore 2.5-point favorites at home. On the road.
Baltimore needs to win this game in order to stay alive, right? We think they lose this game, they go to 6-8, it's over.
I think so.
I mean, I think it's over for the Cincinnati Bengals at 4-9.
I do too.
But for the Ravens, 7-7, 6-8, world of a difference this late in the season.
Huge difference.
Especially with Pittsburgh. What does Pittsburgh got this week? They off this week? They play? They play
Pittsburgh
on Monday.
this
They
week.
play your Miami Dolphins.
They play
on Monday Night Football.
It's going to be a tough one.
So if they lose that game, they're 7-7. Ravens are right back in this. So Ravens need this one. This will shock you, but Lamar Jackson back at practice yesterday after missing Wednesday's practice.
Same thing every week. Chargers on the road in Arrowhead. They take on the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites at home.
Disrespect to the Chargers. I don't think I'm going to do it because points are at a premium now.
I'm telling you, it's crazy that the Chiefs are favored every week.
Is it though? Because you know what? There's a lot of people like you out there that talk bad about the Chargers every week. So this doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
5.5-point favorites?
Oh, it's disrespectful.
The Chiefs could win this game. They're not winning by a touchdown.
I think the Chargers win the game on the road.
I do too.
I think the Chargers are going to come back and win this division.
The Chiefs stink.
Chiefs stink. I don't want to go to the next level of that because I don't think it's that bad.
No, but they do stink.
They do stink.
Buffalo heads to New England.
Oh, the game of the week.
In a hat and shirt game. New England chance to win the division and move to 12-2. Buffalo, though, is a 1.5-point favorite on the road in Foxborough.
I mean, just the game of the week, right? Buffalo, if they want to keep their hopes alive for the AFC East, they have to win. The Patriots, everybody's been critical. The soft schedule, not playing anybody, could shut everybody up very quickly. If they win this game, this will do wonders for Drake May's MVP candidacy. Feels like one of those statement games for a team on the rise like the New England Patriots. We said this about the Chicago Bears, right? The statement games that you get when you're a newcomer to the table. This would be one of those statement games for Drake May and the Patriots.
Major implications for the Cardinals in the next one. The 3-10 Commanders travel to New York to take on the 2-11 Giants. The Giants, 2.5-point favorites at home.
I like what you're doing here. You're trying to embrace the tank, and I can appreciate that. We're rooting for the Giants in this one, correct?
I believe you're rooting for the Giants.
Because you want as many teams
at 3-10
with 3 wins, right? You want as many teams near you because you're not beating the Texans. So you're going to go to 3-11. The Commanders losing, they'd be 3-11. The Giants winning, they'd be 3-11. You bring everybody nice and close. So yes, I think you're rooting for a Giants victory on Sunday.
The Raiders head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. The Eagles, in the middle of a collapse, are 11.5-point favorites at home.
I actually see it up to 12.5 on my screen.
Wow.
Yeah. People buying in on the Eagles having a bounce back performance. You have a golf bet.
With our mutual friend.
With our mutual friend on this game. Loser has to buy, and I win a lot here. The loser has to buy me a round of golf because we're all going to golf together. I'm not in the bet. I'm just getting free golf. It worked out wonders for me on the phone.
I don't know how you came out as a winner in this.
You know what I did? I answered the phone, and I just didn't say a word. That's what happened.
The New York Jets travel down to Duval to play the Jaguars, who are looking to get to 10-4. The Jags, 13.5-point favorites at home.
Congratulations to the Jacksonville Jaguars on being 10-4. Brady Cook makes his first NFL start for the Jets. He came in relief for Tyrod Taylor, who
he
left
didn't
with
look
an
that
injury.
bad.
He looked okay, and now he's got the first full week of reps as the first-team quarterback. Let's see what it looks like. But no, Jacksonville, congratulations on being 10-4.
Congratulations to the Green Bay Packers, 10-3-1. They travel to Denver to take on the 11-2 Broncos.
Excuse me, that's not how we use that phrase on this program. You can't be doing things like that. Boy, I put the Packers 2 in the Schubert scale yesterday. Could they reward me with a victory?
I got to be honest with you.
If
the Broncos win this game.
I got to tell you, Broncos lose this game, though, you know where they're going. I'm moving
the
them out.
HMs.
I'm moving them to the HMs.
But if the Broncos win this game, they just have to be 2 on our our scales, right?
They might have to be 2 on Evans Risers and the Schubert scale.
At what point? Detroit fighting for their lives. This week, they'll do it in L.A. They travel to play the Rams. The Rams, 6-point favorites at home.
Boy, this is the fun game in the afternoon window, isn't it?
I think the other one's fun too. There's actually a lot of good games in this afternoon window.
I'm much more excited about Lions-Rams than I am Packers-Broncos.
Are you?
I mean, the Broncos.
See, I think
that's a boring watch.
Yes, but I think it's going to be interesting to see them play Packers.
Maybe. Lions-Rams, a lot of points. The total is 54.5. Not surprised. A lot of points.
Not surprised.
A lot of points.
The Panthers.
Oh, congratulations.
Head down to Louisiana to take on the New Orleans Saints. They are 2.5-point favorites on the road. Congratulations.
It's right there.
To the Carolina Panthers.
It's right there. You win this game, you're 8-6. You're already holding on to the top spot in the division right now. You can cement it a little bit more. You can win another divisional game because that's the important tiebreaker. Just please, Bryce Young.
Do I get any bonus points for telling people to take the Panthers team over this year?
Yeah, you could take that victory lap. Are they there yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can take the victory lap, yes. Don't lose this game.
Don't
lose this game.
They already lost the Saints
right,
this year.
Don't pull a Bucks.
They
please.
lost to the Saints at home this year.
Don't do this.
The Titans
congratulations
travel to San Francisco
10-4, baby.
to take on the Honda Civic. They're 12.5-point favorites in Santa Clara.
What's more to say? Congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers on being 10-4.
Titans got their second win last week.
Great. Going to San Francisco. No, thank you. Against Kyle Shanahan.
Again, if you're a Cardinals fan, go Titans.
Yeah, go Titans. Oh, absolutely. Well, and you don't want San Francisco to do well, but for the sake of the Honda Civic and the bid on the show, congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers.
Welcome back to the National Football League, Phillip Rivers.
He's starting this game, it looks like.
It looks like he's going to start in Seattle.
Be careful. Cam Newton's not happy about this.
The Colts travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Seahawks 13.5-point favorites. I got to tell you, that Cam Newton thing made me laugh. It really made me laugh.
I look at this game, and I'm usually the first person to be honest and say, I don't know how a game's going to go. I really don't know how this game's going to go.
If Indy comes out and wins this game, they're making the playoffs.
I don't have a comparison for a 44-year-old quarterback who hasn't played in 5 years, comes out of retirement, and starts a game on like 5 days' notice. I don't have a history that I can go back to say, oh, this has worked well. Common sense tells me this is going to be an unmitigated disaster. On the road in Seattle against a defensive-minded head coach who's got a defense that's playing great against one of the best teams in football. Conventional wisdom tells me this is going to be very lopsided. I just don't know. You just don't know.
I have a feeling. Are you ready for my prediction on this game? Scripted plays, Colts come out and score.
Oh, first drive, they just
mow down the field. It's 7-0 Colts.
Everybody's freaking out on social media. The Phillip Rivers gifts are flying all over the place. Oh, I need it. I need it on Sunday. And the best part, that's a 2:25 game. Cardinals are done early, and for me personally, the Jets are done early. So I can be locked in on that game.
Yeah, me too, right? Cardinals done early, Eagles done early. That 2:25 window of Packers, Broncos, Lions, Rams, and then Phil the Thrill coming out of retirement, that's going to be awesome.
Can't wait.
Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Get your popcorn ready.
On Sunday night, the Minnesota Vikings travel to Dallas to take on the 6-1 Cowboys. Dallas 5.5-point favorites at home. Can 9 repeat what he did last week?
Well, that on the Minnesota side, but on the Dallas side, you need this one, right? You're starting to think a little bit. You're starting to wonder out loud, is the division there for the taking? You're starting to think if this Eagles collapse is real, can they win
think
this
you
division?
were wondering that until last week.
Well, Dallas needs to win, and they can at least put a little bit more pressure on Philadelphia, right? They can put a little bit more pressure. So that's what you have on Sunday Night Football. When we come back, we'll close up hour number 1 here. Very special guest, the head coach of the undefeated ASU women's basketball program, Molly Miller, will join us. We'll chat with her and catch up on how the season has gone so far. We'll talk to her next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
NAU men's basketball right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Lumberjacks as they travel to California to take on San Diego this Sunday. Head coach Shane Burkhardt knows his team can fight hard on the court and are ready to earn themselves a win on the road. Join Mitch Stroman live on the call this Sunday. It's NAU versus San Diego. Pregame at 3:30 p.m. and tip-off at 4 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
The Marshall Tucker Band. Get ready for a night of legendary Southern rock and sing along to all the classics. The Marshall Tucker Band with special guest Firefall, bringing their timeless hits. February 28th at the Celebrity Theater. Tickets on sale now at celebritytheater.com. The Marshall Tucker Band and Firefall, brought to you by Danny Zalisco Presents.
Global Credit Union, how can I help you?
It's one of those voice prompts.
Representative! Good morning. How can I help?
Wait, is this a real person?
It's 2 a.m.
We're here to help members 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Impossible.
At Global, possible. Learn more at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Did you know that Harrah's Auction Casino is your key to nationwide fun? That's right. You'll unlock perks at more than 50 destinations from coast to coast at your local home for Caesars Rewards. Free dining in Atlantic City? Yes. Free slot play in Maricopa? You bet. Free hotel stays in New Orleans? Oh, yeah. What are you waiting for? Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Visit the Caesars Rewards Center for details.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
Right now at Mark Mazda, receive 0.9 APR for 60 full months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like a 25 Mazda CX-5. And don't know what to do with your trade? We'll give you a minimum $8,000 for any trade, no matter what shape it's in, as long as it runs based on the actual MSRP.
And if $8,000 is the minimum, think what your good trade might be worth. The name to remember? Mark Mazda. Mark Mazda on Crew Credit Plus 98.8.
James out west.
7 teams to decline a bowl game. Like, I feel like we shouldn't be able to do that.
Certain teams, I can understand. Notre Dame, you're a top-notch team. You have a lot of recruiting you need to retain. I kind of get that. Temple, what are you doing? Who are you to be turning down bowl games? What major recruits are you losing that are in off-season mode at Temple? There should be some parameters around that, but the season is officially over. Like, these are invitations. You can decline an invitation. So I see it from both sides.
Every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
ASU women's basketball can be heard right here on KDUS AM 1060. They are next up Sunday, 1:30 pregame. They take on Oregon State. They're actually in the middle of an interesting road trip that I want to discuss with the head basketball coach of ASU women's basketball. Just so happens to be our next guest here on the program. Molly Miller joins us. Coach, it is an 11-0 start. I'm sure this is exactly how you wanted things to go, but here we are. We're checking in, and it is an 11-0 start for you. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing great. You know, I think in your mind when you're assembling a bunch of strangers together, which is that's what we are, right? We got kids that have never played with each other, never played for me, staff that hasn't been together. You're just hoping for the best, and I just got really fortunate with really good people. I couldn't imagine starting this chapter with anyone but this team. They've been so great, and they've been bought in, and the coaches have been wonderful. So off to a fun start.
And I know that, you know, year one, there's just a lot going on, right? You meet with the media, you do all that stuff. You got to recruit, you got to bring in your players. And then before you know it, the season's here. You're in the middle of it. Have you taken the time so far here in the early stages to kind of take a step back and appreciate everything that's gone on over the last couple of months, including this great start to the season?
You know, thanks for the reminder. I should do that. I feel like it's been, when you're laying the foundation, you're planning everything, and it's just a constant harvest. So I think establishing those standards daily is something that you do enjoy that process, but you have to make things crystal clear that this is how we operate. So there's not a lot of time to think about the results. It's just have been all about the process and the language and the habits and the expectations and the accountability and the energy. So you do that daily, and I guess the byproduct of that will be some reflection at some point, but we're just still full steam ahead right now.
Let's talk about those results, as I mentioned, and I will keep mentioning it because it's an 11-0 start. It's perfect. And what would you say has been the biggest thing, or a couple of things in your mind, that has led to this early success?
Player buy-in. I mean, I'm convicted to the defensive end, and they really have been very bought into that. It really shows that our habits are working, our brand wins. 11 wins, that doesn't happen by accident. I think if you buy into those standards early and you choose discipline on the days where it gets hard, they trusted each other before they've trusted the results. So that's kind of been reflected in our process and our record. So when you're instilling a new culture, new expectations, new accountability, you have to have the players buy in. So that's number one. The brand, I've always known the brand of basketball can win. We've won with our defense. Like I said, I'm convicted to it. We've got good players that are able to execute that brand on the basketball court. So when you're talking about culture and the brand, then those things kind of mix together to form a great team this year for us.
Right now, in the middle of a 3-game road trip, Penn State, Oregon State on Sunday, Gonzaga. I'm curious, and I have it written down here in my notes. I was going to ask you, what kind of effect does all that travel have on a team? But in listening to you and thinking about the question, maybe a better way to phrase it is, does it provide a kind of bonding opportunity for these players? Because again, it is a lot of new for you, for them. Is it actually a benefit to have all this cross-country travel to start the season?
Yeah, we actually love it. We have fun on the road. This is a goofy bunch, so they're always blaring the boombox on the bus. It's not just about basketball. I think it's forming bonds, forming habits, even under stress, whether that stress be travel fatigue, different routines, long days with limited recovery, whatever it looks like, it tests you, and that adds value to me. And those challenges help us with our mental focus, our consistency, our discipline. I think all those things will also help as we get into the environmental swings and the unfamiliar environments in conference play.
So Molly Miller, head basketball coach, ASU women's basketball, joining us here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. I know when I ask this question, I half anticipate a coach answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I feel like I won't be doing my job. Does it bother you when the rankings come out and you don't see yourself ranked inside the top 25? You don't see yourself as a team that's receiving votes. Does that bother you as a coach, or do you not worry about those things?
No, I have never worried about things. And that's probably a coach's answer, but they're just outside your control. We've been really, really clear from the start that our focus is growth. Our focus is consistency. Our focus is to show up every day. And so more importantly, it's who we're becoming, not what we're ranked. And if we're going to keep doing the work, everything else will take care of itself.
Let's talk about one of your players, Gabby Elliott. She's been awesome the other night, 27 points against Penn State. What's been working for her this season?
Oh, she's a joy to coach, and she's a tough matchup. She kind of plays with a chip on her shoulder. She is a very controlled player, which helps. She's steady. Just the kind of player that every winning team needs, especially in year one. So her impact kind of goes beyond that stat sheet with her real life understanding of what it takes at this level. So she's been a stabilizer for us. She's really tough, unselfish, competitive. So you always want that person, one of your best players, to be that kind of billboard of the brand.
Now, your coach's show starts next Wednesday here on KDUS AM 1060. You can listen to it 6 to 7. You're hanging out with one of my favorite people in the business, Jeff Munn. So before we wrap, I wanted you to talk about what everybody can expect on that show with it starting next Wednesday.
Oh, I guess year one, it's a new era. So what our building habits are, just acknowledge the momentum. But more than anything, I want them to get to know our players who will be on the coaches show, some of our coaches. It's an inside look. I want to bring the outside in. We're very proud, but very grounded of what we've done. And I just want everyone to understand the intricacies and the personalities. And it's a chance to storytell. I'm really excited to be a Sun Devil. So just the opportunity to have a stage to kind of profess that and acknowledge our momentum without being satisfied, but also just gain buzz and continue that momentum for everyone listening in.
2 more games left until the schedule flips and it becomes conference play. And I'm always curious how a coach approaches non-conference versus conference play. Is it you're using non-conference to get you ready for what the expectations are going to be in conference play? Or is it every single night it's a different opponent? I'm preparing for that opponent that specific way. Do you take that big picture approach, or is it very focused on the individual day in, day out?
That's a good question. I believe in both. I think these games are about sharpening who we are. So non-conference gives you the space to grow. It gives you the space to clean things up, test rotations, keep building confidence, don't look too far ahead. But also we have to, every game's important, just as the first, just as the last, just as all the ones in between. So it is one big season to me, but you do want to see this positive trajectory of growth. And that's where I bridge the two. Is the non-conference is our bridge to conference, but we got to develop some habits and standards that get you to the next elite level. And we've really grown with our schedule. I like how our non-conference schedule has kind of ramped up here, especially as of late, with 3 really tough non-conference games on the road. That's going to get you ready for conference play, but every game has mattered for our process up until this point.
It is Sunday, December 14th, 1:30 pregame. It is ASU women's basketball going on the road to take on Oregon State. Coach, I know you've got practice, you've got travel ahead, so we appreciate you carving out a few minutes for us, and we look forward to listening to the game on Sunday and then hearing you next week on the Coaches Show. Appreciate it.
Thank you. This is always fun. Go Devils.
That's Coach Molly Miller, the undefeated ASU women's basketball program. And I asked that question about the rankings and not being inside the top 25 because listener Brian from Chandler brought it up that, it's a travesty that they're not inside the top 25. Undefeated, what more you got to do? What more does a program got to do? 11-0. Producer Evan was pulling notes for the interview, and we're on SportsCenter top 10. We're doing everything you got to do to get inside the top 25. Yet nothing. Don't worry. After a couple more wins and a good start in conference play, they're going to get in there.
Well, you would think 11-0, and these aren't just like 2-point. I know one of them was. These numbers aren't 2-point wins.
It was a 14-point win the other night against Penn State, right?
It was a 20-plus point win the night before that. And so I'm not saying they're playing ranked teams, but they're handling their business against who they are scheduled.
There's a 0 in the loss column.
There's a 0 in the loss column.
That should mean for something.
And you were SportsCenter top 10. You were number 1.
Number 1, not just in the top 10, number 1. So Sunday, 1:30 pregame, 2:00 tip right here, KDUS AM 1060. They take on Oregon State as they look to go 12-0. I mean, I know record-wise it's a perfect start, but it doesn't get any better than this for Molly Miller because you have the whirlwind of everything that's going on. Right? You get to a new program. And in today's college sports, we talk about this with football. You have to hit the ground running, right? It's why LSU did what they did with Lane Kiffin. They want to get their guy in because they got to start getting recruits. ASU, once they made the decision to go in a different direction to head coach, they wanted to get Molly Miller in there because we got to go. We got to get transfer portal. We got to get recruits in here. We got to get started. And, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And it does not surprise me that a Division I college coach has not taken the time to step back and, reflect on an 11-0 start.
No,
it doesn't surprise me at all. That,
in all honesty,
it's just next thing on the list.
In
We're just got to
today's
go through.
World of college sports, too, do you have any time to reflect? Ever?
No, probably not. No, that's why I wasn't surprised by the answer. I still wanted to ask, but I wasn't surprised by the answer.
With the transfer portal and everything else, it is, it's quite the process, but it's so impressive. I mean, not only to hit the ground running and, talk about what it's going to do for recruiting and everything like that, but just to build momentum and excitement in the community, right? Like people are talking about ASU women's basketball and being 11-0 and having Molly there and all of those things, and it shows.
And the success of the other programs influence each other, right? Right? Football doing well influences, hockey and women's basketball, and then men's basketball
volleyball
doing well,
having a great run.
Right? It all kind of just flows, and it's so great to see this program, putting themselves on the map and getting off to this great start. So again, to recap, 1:30 pregame on Sunday. ASU women's basketball will take on Oregon State next Wednesday, and Wednesdays moving forward. Inside the Huddle with Coach Molly Miller, you can listen to right here on KDUS AM 1060, 6 to 7 p.m. The first show will air next Wednesday. one of my favorite people in the business, Jeff Munn, hosting that show. You can also hear him on the call on Sunday. Hour number 1, we got a jam-packed hour number 2 of the program coming up next. We'll start with this. Joe Burrow. No, he's not going anywhere. We'll talk about that next. It's the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
If you're not listening to We Fixed It, You're Welcome, then why are we fixing all these companies?
I just think they need to do a better job at marketing what they already have. That's where I'm saying, like, ooh, this seems like a weird time to be doing this.
You said that was in 2008. The economy is very different.
That tactic has worked, and we've seen it before.
That's what I might do because I want to help them.
If you could fix the world's biggest companies, what would you do? Get your fix before Season 2 drops this summer, wherever you listen to podcasts. We Fixed It, You're Welcome.
Chicago, Stick, the Windy Cities Tour. Finally, 2 iconic bands together for the first time. September 1st, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Chicago and Sticks. All the hits, your kind of tour.
At Zoo Lights, the Phoenix Zoo has everything you need to celebrate the season. Embrace the holiday spirit as millions of twinkling lights transform the zoo into a winter wonderland. With over 2 miles of glimmering tree-lined trails, dozens of animal lanterns, and the tallest floating tree in North America, featuring an all-new Lake Lights show. Warm up with s'mores, sip hot cocoa, and of course, get your photo with Santa. Zoo Lights, presented by SRP. Timeless tradition, endless wonder. Get tickets now at phoenixzoo.org.
Only 50% of Arizonans believe their health insurance will cover them in a major medical emergency, like a car accident or an unexpected life-changing diagnosis. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona aims to change that perception. AZ Blue often takes care of more than 99% of hospital charges in major emergencies, protecting you and your family from devastating financial consequences. To learn more about how AZ Blue protects its members, head to azblue.com/true story.
Hellsberg Gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
This season, Smart & Final's giving everyone what they want. Low grocery prices, big savings, and free delivery. Whether you're hosting, cooking, or baking, Smart & Final's celebrating with low prices on everything you need for the holidays. Smart & Final, where else?
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Again, thanks to head coach Molly Miller for joining us in the last segment. I'm pretty sure she has practice like right now. Like she talked to us like 15 minutes
When
before.
I picked up the phone, she was clearly in the gym because
so
balls were getting dribbled around
so
and stuff.
practice
Yeah.
was either ongoing or in the process of getting started. So again, appreciate her sparing a couple of minutes to catch up about the great start that the Sun Devil women's basketball team has had to start this year. I find it funny, fascinating, interesting. I think all the words apply. How one media availability can just spawn sports talk radio content in about 10 different markets yesterday. Because Joe Burrow met with the media and he shared that he's not having fun anymore. He's not really enjoying himself playing football right now.
That's not even really what he said, by the way.
Well, that's what everybody on social media tells me.
What he said was,
everybody tells
I'm
me
not going to keep doing this if I'm not having fun. Why would I do it if I'm not having fun? Which doesn't mean he's not having fun. It just means if he stops having fun, he's done.
But Evan, he's not having fun anymore. So that spawned
So he's a
talk
New York
radio
Jet.
in New York, in Vegas, here, Cleveland, where else? Miami. Everybody.
By the way,
doing
I
it.
love Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, sure.
I just love. They're going to trade him in division.
Everybody.
Stop.
Everybody yesterday wanted to put out their hypothetical trade packages for Joe Burrow. Not available. Didn't say that he wanted to go someplace else. He's got a no trade clause. None of it mattered to everybody yesterday. They just wanted to take the ball and run with it. Allow me to be the dose of reality. Allow me to be the cold water that gets dumped on all of this. If we take the alternative interpretation that Joe Burrow's not having fun in Cincinnati anymore, and we wonder aloud where he might go, do you really think he's picking Arizona? Do you really think he's picking Las Vegas? Do you really think he's picking New York and the Jets? If he's not having fun, those are not three franchises that are just the epitome of fun. Jets haven't gone to the playoffs in 15 years. The Cardinals, do we want to do the history of the Arizona Cardinals? I don't think I need to do that. You're very well aware of the struggles of the Arizona Cardinals. The Raiders, do we want to do that today? This is a bunch of nonsense. This is taking it too far. Sure. Do I think it's a GM's responsibility after those comments to pick up the phone and just check in and see? Yeah. Because you don't want to be the guy that didn't pick up the phone and it ended up being truthful, that he wanted out. That it ended up being the case that he wasn't having fun in Cincinnati and he's willing to move his no trade clause to go someplace else. You don't want to be the guy that when the ESPN alert flashes across the screen that Joe Burrow got traded somewhere, you didn't even check in. It's malpractice. You're not doing your job if you're not checking in. But let's deal in reality. Is Cincinnati really going to trade Joe Burrow? Is Joe Burrow going to waive his no trade clause for some of the teams that actually have the draft capital and pieces that could be moved in order to get him? Will teams actually meet the high price tag? I mean, all of it. You add it all up. He's not going anywhere. Now, the producer of this program thinks that I'm foolish for saying that. He thinks Joe Burrow's on the move this offseason.
I never said that.
That's now the words that came directly out of your mouth when we talked about this earlier. You said he's getting traded.
I said he's more likely to get traded than pull an Andrew Luck.
I would agree with that because a lot of people think that because of the injuries piling up that he could do what Andrew Luck did.
I think he's more likely to force his way out of Cincinnati than to retire early.
I would agree with that. If we were power ranking the two options, yes, I think it's more likely that he forces his way out. Now, again, if he goes to Cincinnati and says, I want out, then I do think there's more legs to this. But he didn't say that yesterday. He just said he's not going to keep doing this if he's not having fun.
And if you're Cincinnati and you really think that there's a possibility that an early retirement is on the table, then yes, you keep that under wraps and you look to move him. This team did go to a Super Bowl 3 years ago.
I haven't been anywhere close since.
That's not particularly true. They went to an AFC championship 2 years ago.
I know, but nobody thought that once they missed that one chance.
I mean, they should have won the game against the Chiefs. They should have won that.
As goes many games against the Kansas City Chiefs in the postseason.
But do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're the Bengals and you're looking around.
But doesn't that feel like it's a century ago? I mean, last year you lose to the Patriots the first week of the season. The Patriots who ended up firing their head coach by the time it was all said and done.
It's what keeps you out. I know.
The last 2 years are brutal.
But if you're certainly, I'm not arguing that at all. They're 3-1 with Joe when he's healthy out there?
Yeah, they're 4-9 so far this season.
They're 4-9. 3 of those wins come with Joe. He's played 4 games. You're in a division where you're 4-9 and you're not eliminated. You're in a division that it's going to take 9 wins to win, probably. The first to 9 certainly gets the division, and you have a chance to win it probably at 8-9.
You have a coach
that nobody believes in.
You have a defense
nobody likes.
You have an offensive line that isn't very good.
That doesn't particularly matter. He gets the ball out too fast.
I'm just saying that there's a lot that needs to be fixed for a team that.
And the biggest thing that needs to be fixed, the organization is in complete disarray.
Well, can we call a spade a spade? They're not well run.
No, they haven't been for decades.
Right, they lucked into having that pick at that time when Burrow was ready to declare for the draft, and they took him. If they didn't make that happen, they would be where the Raiders are, where the Cardinals are, where the Jets are, the
with
Titans
Jamar
are.
Chase and T. Higgins.
I mean, they would.
Now they got other picks right.
I understand that, but if they don't get that opportunity, do we trust the current regime that has allowed this to get to this point to have figured it out?
No,
I certainly don't.
The scary thing about them, and I think, I just take you back 6 days ago, 5 days ago, you sat on your couch on Sunday and we're like, man, I wouldn't want to play the Bengals in the playoffs.
Oh, right.
At halftime.
You're sitting there and you're watching them potentially pull off the upset in snowy Buffalo, and you're thinking to yourself, they're going to do it. Burrow's going to come back and he's going to do the thing. But him saying what he said opened a can of worms for a lot of people, because everybody kind of guesses about quarterbacks moving on. They guess about a player being disgruntled. That was a breadcrumb left by Joe Burrow, right? I think that's the fairest way to look at it. That was a breadcrumb of maybe he's not happy in Cincinnati. Now, again, there is a large difference from being unhappy to playing someplace else next season. And that's why I don't think it's going to happen. And so you can stop all your social media posts that I'm seeing about what trade Kyler Murray and a bunch of firsts to Cincinnati for Joe Burrow. Please stop yourself.
They wouldn't. It would have to be Murray, 2 firsts, Walter Nolan, and Paris Johnson.
That doesn't even get it done.
I don't know if that gets it done. But that's a serious package.
I know that in Jets land, the conversation on Jet social media
is 5 firsts.
It's not using all of the firsts. It's using the 2 firsts this year. It's using the 2 firsts next year that are Dallas and Indies. So you keep your own first next year. So you're trading 4 firsts. You trade a couple of the day 2s that you picked up from these moves, and you still keep yourself in a position to have draft capital, but you put it all in the middle for Joe Burrow. Could a team beat that package? Is there a team out there?
Probably not.
I mean, there's nobody that's holding a treasure trove of draft picks like Oklahoma City in the NBA is.
Yes, there is. It's the Jets.
But I'm saying I don't even think what the Jets have compares to that level.
And I
mean, Joe Burrow on his own is what, 4 first-round picks, 5 first-round picks?
That's what I mean. So you have to be multiple first. I think you need a really ready player that is going to go there and make a difference. Like, I think, in all seriousness, I think you would need a team like Dallas would never do this, but, they package in. Now they don't have any of the Packers first because they wanted Quentin Nelson so bad. But it would have to be Prescott and a couple firsts.
And you just don't see trades like that.
No. Not in today's NFL.
We're just so far away from this being a reality. And I know we live in a society where something like that happens. One person jumps on it, and
let me ask you a question.
We're off to the races.
Let's say you're San Francisco.
Are you
McCaffrey, 2 firsts, and who else?
I don't know if I would do that.
Because of McCaffrey?
No, I don't. I wouldn't do that. And this is an interesting excuse. Kyle Shanahan has shown he doesn't need elite quarterback play to win.
Yes and no.
The big one, sure.
Yeah, I think you could go back to both Super Bowls at a 10-point lead in both.
There's an argument.
And you missed a throw in both to win the game.
There's an argument to be made, though. What was it, a couple of years ago where they lost the NFC title game because Purdy got hurt and they had...
Yeah, when they got dominated by the Eagles.
What, was Josh Johnson in the game for them, right? There's a world where if they are healthy in that game, that team might have won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they
the next year was their best team. But yeah, 100%.
So there are some built-in excuses. And so I think Shanahan would always be the believer of, I don't need an elite quarterback because I've been close before. I'll get over the hump at some point, right?
Now, in that specific team, like take that, and obviously the conversation has changed from Jalen Hurts, but a lot of people liked the Eagles, and they had to travel to Philadelphia because it felt like the Eagles had the far better quarterback at that point in time.
I just think there are more teams out there that are desperate at the quarterback position compared to San Francisco. I think the Raiders are desperate to find a quarterback. The Jets are desperate to find a quarterback. The Cardinals are going to be desperate.
I'm not saying the Niners are desperate.
And so I think it's going to require desperation to get this to a place where it actually happens.
Would they trade him in conference? I don't even think they would do that. I think you have to find an NFC team.
You're saying if the Jets offered every first-round pick that they had over the next 2 years,
you would need
all five.
I think you would do it.
You don't care that he's in the conference.
Miami, what if Miami goes out and gets him?
Right. Miami might be desperate.
Interesting.
There are teams out there that I think are desperate enough to go to places that we've never seen before. But I just think, in the same vein of saying that it's 4 or 5 first-round picks, I mean, look what Micah Parsons went for.
2. Sauce Gardner went for 2.
So it's like, is it 3? Is it 4? Does it need to be 5?
It has to be 4. Or 3 in a player.
I think you could do 2, a player, and a day 2 pick.
I don't think that's enough. The player needs to be good. Really good. Like Kenny Clark isn't getting that done.
No, of course not. No. Although, it's kind of exactly what Cincinnati needs. But I hear you.
Like it would need to be 2 firsts, Quentin Nelson, and a day 2.
I just think we jumped the shark yesterday.
100%.
We need to relax.
He's
odds,
not going anywhere.
Joe Burrow is not going anywhere. Joe Burrow is going to play next season for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's fun to dream. It's fun to put together a hypothetical package. But no.
Now you did say the same thing about Micah Parsons.
You're right. I was on record saying that I did not think somebody was going to meet the price tag for Micah Parsons. Where I got that wrong was that
2 firsts and Kenny Clark.
Where I got that wrong is I didn't think that deal would have been accepted. I thought the bar would be set higher for Micah Parsons than that. So that's where I screwed up. That's where I made the mistake. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. This is weird. This is a weird tease. I've never done this tease before. When we come back in the second segment of hour number 2 of the Football Friday edition of the program, buy or sell? Next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters, and we kept signing people to contracts, and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract. Play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be located in Arizona.
The holidays are a joyous time. If alcohol is going to be part of your holiday celebrations, plan ahead and arrange a safe ride home. Santa's watching, and so is law enforcement. Brought to you by Raise the Bar in partnership with the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
The other day, I couldn't find my belt, and my wife found my belt, and as she brought it to me, she said, "Where would you be without me?" And I wanted to say, exactly here without the belt. In fact, I would have the belt because I would know exactly where it was in yesterday's pants on the floor. But now, we're not allowed to leave yesterday's pants on the floor, so I need a National Treasure-style map to find my one lousy belt.
Seth Meyers, live on stage, Saturday, March 14th, Talking Stick Resort. Tickets are on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com.
The year-end sales event is going on now at Scottsdale Mitsubishi. Right now, you can receive a 0% APR for 60 full months on all new 2025 Mitsubishi models. You heard right, 0% APR on all 2025 Mitsubishis.
And if you're thinking about selling or trading your current vehicle, please give us a call. Our data shows that 9 out of 10 times we offer more.
Don't cost yourself $1,000 or more by not making that simple phone call. The name to remember, Scottsdale Mitsubishi, Scottsdale Mitsubishi. On approved credit, another Mark Auto Group dealership.
Right now at Del Taco, you can get 2 grilled chicken tacos for just $3. You hear that? That's the real sizzle of a real grill. At Del Taco, we freshly grill our marinated chicken right here in our kitchens. Not some factory far, far away. It's what makes our grilled chicken tacos a top seller for over 30 years. So come get 2 grilled chicken tacos, made to order for only $3. A real good deal we can all use right now. Only at Del Taco. Del, yeah. Price and participation may vary.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. As we roll into Week 15, the NFL is offering another reminder of why early season proclamations age about as well as milk. Back in September, Buccaneers look like a force in the NFC. Baker Mayfield had MVP credentials. 6-2 Buccaneers look like a team built to last. After a loss to the Falcons last night, Tampa sits at 7-7. The Colts living the same story. Just a different cover. A blistering opening to the season had Indy perched atop the AFC. But injuries and erratic play have dragged them back to the pack. At 8-5, they suddenly find themselves staring up in their own division. A reminder, momentum is the NFL's most fickle currency. And then there's Houston. Left for dead at 3-5, the Texans have ripped off 5 in a row and now look like a legitimate AFC problem. The beginning rarely matches the ending, and this year's plot twist is arriving right on schedule. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise.
This holiday season, skip the same old gifts and send something that's truly unforgettable. From Heartland Steak Company, we're talking premium, hand-cut Midwestern meats such as USDA Prime and Choice Beef, all-natural pork, and tender chicken, all delivered straight to their door with care and convenience. Whether you're shopping for family, friends, clients, or anyone who appreciates bold flavor and quality meats, Heartland Steak Co. has something for everyone. Choose from Grill Master packages, holiday gift boxes, or freezer fillers, each one hand-picked, flash frozen, and packed to preserve unbeatable freshness and taste. It's the perfect way to share the true Midwest flavor this season. Ordering is quick and easy at heartlandsteakco.com. And when you order right now and spend $199.99 or more, you'll receive free shipping plus $25 off your order with promo code GIFT. Give the gift of flavor this holiday season with Heartland Steak Co. That's heartlandsteakco.com. And don't forget to use promo code GIFT. Taste the Heartland difference.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. Here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Producer Evan, what are you going to do with yourself? You've got all the time in the world here for buy or sell. It's nice and it's comfortable. There's no
buckle up, everybody.
There's no time crunch where we're up against the hard out at the top of the hour. Hopefully you're prepared accordingly today.
All we have is just the pick segment coming up after this.
Which, we don't have to do this week. We can just give Team Listener the win if they'd like.
Congratulations to whoever calls for Team Listener.
Because we don't have 3 points. We need to agree moving forward that we cannot have the same 3-point.
Yeah.
Although, didn't we have it last week with Seattle? Minus the 7.5. I think we
That one felt good.
That one felt great. I felt great about last night, too.
Up 14, I was like, okay, got it. I was settling into the couch.
It's All Code wants us to add, because we have so much time today, browse, buy, or sell. So if we're just perusing, just doing some looking.
I'm going to do some window shopping.
Some window shopping, right? When you go into the store, hey, can I help you with anything? No, I'm just looking. Maybe we should add that. Buy, sell, I'm just looking. Interesting. We'll put some thought into that. Okay, now that we've got all this time, where do we start?
The D-backs will make their first free agent signing before we do our show on Monday.
No, sell. They've got one major thing they have to get done right now. And I think while they can walk and chew gum at the same time, you can do two things at once in the MLB offseason. I think a heavy percentage of their focus is on this Ketel Marte stuff. Because if they are going to move him, They don't want this to drag on much longer. These teams don't want this to drag on much longer. Could you imagine the business it's holding up?
Yeah, across the league.
Can you imagine the contingency plans teams have if they miss on Ketel Marte, if they get Ketel Marte?
It's probably holding up the free agent market.
So there is some urgency, I think, on everybody's part to get that done. So I think that is the focus right now for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Suns need to play at least a close game against the Lakers on Sunday to not lose the momentum of their good start.
So we need a close game on Sunday against the Lakers in order to maintain the momentum. No, I'll sell this. I look at their schedule, the back half of December. We got games against Washington and New Orleans where we'll be able to gain back the momentum if we quote-unquote lose it. A Lakers team that they've already beaten on the 23rd, which is right before Christmas. You'll have Devin Booker back at that point. The expectation is either Sunday or Thursday for Booker. So you'll have him back, and you've beaten the Lakers with him already. So I look at the I know you play Cleveland on New Year's Eve, but no, I think they'll be able to keep the momentum by the time the end of the month rolls around. So I'll sell.
The Cardinals' only chance to win on Sunday is to run the ball 30-plus times.
It's one of my least favorite stats that gets thrown out there. Oh, this team is 14-2 when they run the ball 30 times or more, or when this player gets this many touches.
Well, I'm just saying just to stay away from pass rush.
I hear you. But causation does not equal correlation in those instances. No. Like when a coach gets up to the podium, we got to run the ball 30 times. I'll feel good if we run the ball 30 times. Really? What if you can throw the ball 25 times and you hit every pass for a touchdown? I don't need to run the ball 30 times. I need to do what that game dictates is a winning formula. So you want the Cardinals to just sell out on the run.
So because they're not going to be able to throw it.
Right. Well, here's a counter argument. Are they going to be able to run the ball?
My thought is they have a better chance.
Do they?
Yes.
They don't have Paris Johnson Jr.
Run it up the middle.
That doesn't feel like a great idea either. Let me find a tweet.
I'm just trying to get some kind of positive outlook on this game.
There isn't one. You don't need one because there isn't one. It doesn't exist. I need to find the tweet. Josh Weinfuss put out a tweet a little bit ago, and it was about the open portion of practice. And it was not good, the players that were out there. Hold on. There's Josh. I have him in my recents because I look at his tweets pretty regularly. These are the players that were not seen in the open portion of practice. Evan Brown, who's out because of a family matter. Calais Campbell because of a vet day. Bilal Nichols, Xavier Weaver, Elijah Higgins. You're already down Paris Johnson Jr. You're already down Max Melton. You're already down Marvin Harrison Jr. You don't stand a chance.
That's a tough day at the office.
You just don't stand a chance.
Not at all.
So, no, it doesn't matter how many times they run the ball.
We will have the same conversations about Kenny Dillingham every offseason.
Now, you are bringing this up because this is a story that we have not discussed yet on the program. But Kenny Dillingham's name is being thrown out there for the Michigan job. Now, I was originally more worried about the Alabama job. If DeBoer went to Michigan, I thought that Alabama would call Kenny. But now, apparently, I need to be a little bit more worried about Michigan.
The actual Michigan job.
Because a bunch of people are throwing his name in the mix. That cover this sport, that he would be a great fit for Michigan. That alarms me because ASU can't compete with Michigan money. Sorry, can't do it.
Can't. You can't play in that ball game.
So that's not what the question was. The question was, we're going to do this every offseason. If this program...
Well, maybe not because he might go to Michigan.
Right, it could just be this offseason. But let's say he sticks around. If they continue to have success, yes. This is not going away. There will be another big-time job that opens up next offseason because, again, who had it on their bingo card that the Michigan job would open up the way that the Michigan job opened up over the last 48 hours? Did anybody have that on their bingo card? I don't think so. So something crazy always happens in college sports, in college football in particular, where a job that you don't expect to open up opens up. So, yes, I think this is a ongoing conversation because of how great Kenny has been so far. And if this program continues to succeed, he is going to be brought up. His name's going to be brought up.
If the Buccaneers don't win the division, they will move on from Todd Bowles.
Can I get a resume check on Todd Bowles, please?
Of course you can. Of course.
Because let me tell you what my gut says.
Gut says no.
My gut says that this would be really the first bad year, and so he'll get a mulligan. But I want to know if the resume matches the vibe. Because he takes over after Bruce Arians retires. And I think it's an okay first year. It's not a great first year, but no one was anticipating it to be a great first year because Brady was gone, BA was gone, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yes. So he has been the head coach since 2022, which I believe was the first year without Brady.
Either way, give me the records.
So their record in 22, 8-9.
Okay, not a bad year.
9-8.
Okay.
10-7.
Okay.
7-7.
Oh, it's not that great of a resume then when you say it out loud like that. Oh, they might have to make a change. They're committed to Baker. Even when they're winning, a lot of the fans down there are upset with him.
He's 34-31 career as the Tampa Bay Bucs head coach.
He might be on the hot seat. If they miss the playoffs and they have a below 500 record, they might. I don't know if they will, but he might. I will buy the take.
They feel like they lose games they shouldn't every year.
Now wait a minute. I have to call something out that is appearing in the YouTube side of things. Brian from Chandler says, my favorite stat this year is that the Cardinals are undefeated when playing a primetime game and the lunch break takes that day off. At the Dallas game?
Yes.
We missed that show?
We did, yeah.
Was I sick?
I believe so, yes. Because
they've only won 3 games. The first 2 weeks of the season we were here. So it'd have to be the Dallas game.
It would have to be the Dallas game.
I must have been sick that day. By
you
the way,
were, and you were sick all week.
You know what? Can I get the breaking news sounder, please?
I did the Wednesday show by myself.
Speaking of doing shows by yourself, can I get the breaking news sounder, please, for everybody? This is very important. Next Friday, solo Chris vehicle.
It is.
The solo Chris show.
Now I'll still have my picks.
No, yeah, you'll still send your picks. We'll still attempt to do the pick segment, although it becomes a little bit more difficult for me to screen calls, but I will be sitting in your chair. It will be solo Chris for 2 hours, just like old times.
Sorry, everybody.
So just want to make that breaking news
I'm going home
announcement.
for the holidays.
You are. And so I said, listen, you can leave on Friday. You're here all of next week. On Friday, you're going to travel back because and I think this is smart. You want to get ahead of the big travel rush. I'm with you. And so I said, yeah, I can do a solo show. Also,
it was also like considerably cheaper to fly Friday than Saturday.
Also hit the breaking news sounder again for me. Next Friday, our last show before Christmas. We're taking Christmas week off.
We are.
The show is taking a break, spending time with family. You're going back home. So next Friday will be our last show before Christmas. Now, we come back the following week, and we do a couple of shows before we're off for New Year's, and you're back for those shows?
I am.
So, but just a couple of programming notes here as we wrap up a little buy or sell. That was nice to have some room.
No, I feel like I can breathe.
We may consider moving that to the top of hour number 2 moving forward.
Whoa.
We may consider using buy or sell at the top of hour number 2 to really get into.
You're really going to give me some time here.
Really give you the time that this segment
I feel like
deserves.
that's a huge step for me in my producing life.
I mean, we just love the segment so much. We're always up against it, especially on Fridays. So I wonder if we move it to be the thing that kicks off hour number 2. I don't know. We'll consider it, and then we'll see where it goes. But there you have it, buy or sell here for Friday. And now we need one of you. And in fact, we need caller number 4, 480-864-1060 to be the representative for Team Listener in the pick segment. We need a 3-point play, a 2-point play, a 1-point play. You can pick anything in the world of the NFL. You can pick anything on Sunday. You can pick Monday night. You can pick Sunday night, spreads or totals, whatever you want. A 3-point play, a 2-point play, a 1-point play. And if you beat us, and let me just tell you, this is the week to do it because we missed our 3-point play last night, both producer Evan and myself. So a chance to get yourself a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's if you beat or tie us in the picks. And let me tell you, it's not going to take a lot of effort for you to tie or beat us this week. So caller number 480-864-1060, and you will be team listener. We'll bring you on the air. You'll make your picks. We'll lock you in, and then a team listener can root for you. And by the way, team listener gaining some momentum right now. So hopefully you can keep that going. Russell with a perfect week last week. So we'll see if somebody can keep that momentum rolling. Caller number 480-864-1060. You can play against us in the picks segment next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
You're listening to the Jim Rome Show.
The Lane Kiffin reinvention arc went from one of the truly feel-good stories in the game to him once again becoming public enemy number one. I have no issue with him leaving. It's how he left, burning all bridges yet again. You strung Ole Miss along. You turned it into a complete circus, and then you were bent when they wouldn't let you coach them in the playoff? Get out of here with that. It's natty or bust for you at LSU, Lane.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. September 16th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. The crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Motley Crue, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray. To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey! Presto, a new holiday classic. Let's sing it again. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 5th. See your participating dealer for details.
Have you guys tried these holiday cookies? Are so good.
Toyota, let's go places.
This holiday season, elevate your event at Talking Stick Resort. From breathtaking views and a world-class golf course to 113,000 square feet of flexible event space, every detail sets the stage for an unforgettable holiday party. Whether it's cocktails under the stars or a fully produced banquet with state-of-the-art AV, Talking Stick has it all. Plus a luxurious spa for next-day recovery. Secure your celebration today. Talking Stick Resort, Scottsdale's premier destination for celebration. Life well played.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers, it's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
The Chiefs have had some really bad calls against them this year as well. I'm sure everyone listening is going to roll their eyes and say, well, the last 7 years the Chiefs have had great calls. Maybe they have, but there should be no makeups. There should be great refereeing or the best available refereeing every week. And in a lot of games this year, there's been a lot of bad calls. The Chiefs have been part of that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Maybe we should rename December Redemption Month. It was Russell last week gaining some redemption after earlier on in the season he called us from the side of the road. Or no, he wasn't on the side of the road. He was, we think.
Last week he called us from the side of the road.
Side of the road. He pulled over in a parking lot. Now, this week, we have to go all the way back to week 1. And I am very nervous about what we're about to do. Now, the rules are the rules. You're caller number 4, you get it. But this concerns me greatly because this almost ended the pick segment before it even got started. And he lost this week, but he's coming back for redemption.
We knew he'd be back.
Oh, you knew at some point we would hear from him. And he gets in, and now he gets to play. So he better know the drill. I swear, if he messes this up, he's going to be banned from the pick segment. Brian in Chandler is representing Team Listener this week on the show. All right, Brian, I'm not going to explain it to you. You know,
Brian, if you go perfect this week, next Friday you're producing the program.
No. Now, Brian is not producing the show. No, because he'll want to talk about Marvin Harrison Jr. statistics during a Sun segment. So no, we're not going to do that. Brian, the floor is yours, my friend. Wherever you'd like to start.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, I'll try to keep the rig on the road this time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
My work has been oppressive, just keeping me from calling in. So I'm going to do a rare double dip. I'm going to start out in New Orleans at the Carolina game. I'm taking as a 3-point play the Panthers -2.5, and then I'm going to take the over in that game also as a 2-pointer.
Nothing.
Check the weather. Weather should be good in the dome that day. 72, no wind. And then as my 1-point play, I am going to Pittsburgh. It's a cold weather play. Tua does not look good at all when it's frigid. Last thing I remember him in Cleveland was barely able to move. So I'm taking Pittsburgh -3 as my 1-pointer.
Okay, so just to recap. Now, Producer Evan, do I get on Brian for doing it out of order and going 3-2-1 when you're supposed to go 1-2-3 and he should know better than that? I think that's
no, because I think he wanted to do the combo.
No, I got him. I heard what he was trying to do. That's fine. So, all right, your 1-point play. We're picking a Monday night game. I think you're the first listener to pick a Monday night game, Pittsburgh -3. And then your 2-point play is you want the over in the Panthers Saints at 40.5. And then your 3-point play, you want the Panthers -2.5.
Yep, I'm all in on Evans Panthers.
Okay, you're locked in.
Brian, we're so happy to hear that. We love to have you here on the Panthers train.
And he was kind enough to extend an offer to be the producer for the day next Friday. So as it gets a little closer, I'll work out the details. Thanks, guys.
Brian and Chandler with his 3 picks for Team Listener. I mean, that went exactly how I thought it was going to go. You can't just leave and then hand the producer chair to somebody else, especially Brian. Like the one person in the YouTube chat that I would not trust to produce the program. But okay, he's got his 3 picks. And you saw what he was doing there. He's playing favorites. He's picking the Panthers. I see right through your game, Brian. Okay? Trying to butter up Evan before he leaves. Work out the details.
And it's a shame because I got to tell you, I think he's going to get 6 points.
Of course he's going to win. We missed a 3-point play.
Well, no, I said he has to go perfect to produce the program.
He picked 3 really good games.
He did, to the point where...
Those are good plays.
Those are really good plays because I thought about all 3 of them.
Well, of course you did because it's Carolina -2.5. Now, what I should do is I should match his picks and just box him out.
You can't do that. We lost the 3-point play.
That's right. You're right. I can't do that. Darn. All right, you're up. You get to go first.
All right, my 1-point play. Chargers +5.5 on the road in Arrowhead. Who didn't know I was going here? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Betting against the Chiefs this year has been it's a pot of gold, as we call it.
It's been good to you.
It's been really good to me. And this week it only continues. I'm going to take the Chargers +5.5. I think I'm undefeated betting against the Chiefs this year. I know I took the Eagles in week 2.
We'll have to get our stats and
that
research
hit.
Department on that.
I know I took the last 4 weeks I've hit it. Panthers -2.5 was my 2-point play. And I got to tell you, I'm really thinking about changing
So
it.
you were going to go Panthers -2.5?
So I have it written down.
I
I can show the YouTube chat.
I think you have to change it only because he put 3 points on it.
So now
if it wins, you actually lose a point to team listener.
So now I think I have to change it.
I think you have to go Saints +2.5. That's what you have to do.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So for my 2-point play, actually give me the Chargers. I'm going to move the Chargers
Wait a minute. Now we're workshopping the picks on the air?
Yes.
I got to talk to the new producer of the program to see if that's allowed. Brian, do we gonna allow
I got to tell you. I got to tell you, though. Workshopping the picks here. I love what I got.
Okay, so you're moving the Chargers up to your 2-point play.
Yep. Give me the Lions +6.
Lions +6.
I feel like that's a field goal game.
Okay. So because you said so many different things. What did you settle on?
Lions +6 is my 1-point play.
Okay. Your 2-point play is the Chargers +5.
Yes. And my 3-point play was Bucks -5.5. That did not hit.
That did not hit. All right. My 1-point play. Nobody wanted to do it. Nobody wanted to take the free points. Nobody wanted to take the free money, huh? Houston -9.5. I mean, what are we doing here? It's right there in front of you. It's a free point. We don't think the Cardinals can score 10 points on Sunday.
I couldn't match you. I knew you were going to take it. I thought it'd be your 2-point play, so I couldn't match you.
No, because there's an even easier 2-point play that's free money.
Panthers -2.5. You can't do that.
Give me the Honda Civic -12.5 against the Tennessee Titans at home. This isn't even them going to the East to play Tennessee. They're at home against the Titans team who what? They won last week, right? Picked up their second win of the season?
They did, yes. You've never found a big spread you don't.
Oh, never found a big spread I don't love. I considered, you want to know what I did? I considered the Seahawks -13.5. But I thought.
No.
I thought better of it.
Absolutely not.
I didn't want to do that to our guy, Phil. So I didn't pick it. I also had, and I'll show the YouTube audience, they'll see this. I had a 1-point play written down. I had Baltimore -2.5. I love that.
So,
I you know what? I shouldn't have used my 3-point play last night because I love the 3 plays that I had.
I was going to say, I got to tell you, I'm now upset I took what I did. Because I would have, it's going to pain me not to have Panthers this week. Pains me that Brian took them as their 3-point play.
And he has the over at 40.5.
Which I like as well, actually.
It's in the dome. You said he said great weather in the dome on Sunday.
And Tyler Shuck looked good last week.
Which would be alarming for the -2.5 more than it is the over.
Well, they only have to score 20 points.
And he's the first person to double dip, no?
He is the first person to double dip. Not caller-wise. I think he's the first person, period.
I've never double
I haven't.
double dip.
I've only taken 2 totals all year.
I've taken Monday night before. I don't know if a listener has. I don't remember.
When you were gone, we had a caller call and take a Monday night game because there was a double Monday night game on the week.
Oh, if there's a double Monday night, I'm in on one of the 2 games. What was the week where I had both of them?
It was like week 3.
I think the Bengals played the Broncos or something, or it was something like. Oh no, it was the Jets, Dolphins, and then the Broncos played, and I was like, this is easy money. I only got one of them. There you have it. The picks for Week 15 in the NFL, and the picks are brought to you by Von Hansen's, located in All School, just between Elliott and Warner in Chandler, online at vonhansensmeats.net. They're known for their sausages and brats, over 100 varieties of sausages and brats made fresh in the Chandler Store Smokehouse. They're your one-stop shop. Meats, beer, wine, barbecue rubs, wood chips, and they've even got all-natural dog food treats for your pup. They carry top-of-the-line beef and pork in the market. All of it comes from the Midwest. They can customize orders. You can always give them a call with special orders you need in advance. They've been in Chandler for 18 years, serving the best meats in the Valley. Check them out on the school just between Elliott and Warner in Chandler, or you can shop online at vonhansensmeats.net. When we come back, the leftovers as we close up shop here. Another week of the lunch break in the books. Jim Rome takes over at the top of the hour. We got the leftovers next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
It's the Dan Patrick Show.
Shohei Ohtani had 2 home runs, 2 doubles. They also walked him 5 times, 4 intentionally. They've gotten to the point where he's getting Bonds treatment. I want you to pitch in shame. If you're going to intentionally walk him, I want you to throw the 4 pitches that look silly because you don't want to face him. I don't want it to be, hey, we're going to walk him and I point him to first base. Nope. I want you to acknowledge that you can't get him out and you throw those 4 pitches.
Weekdays, 7 to 10 a.m., right here on KTUS AM 1060 and the KTUS 1060 app.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
Ringo Starr and his all-star band. With friends, Steve Lukather from Toto. From Men at Work, Colin Hay. From Average White Band, Hamish Stewart. Friday, June 12th, 7:30 p.m., Yamage Auditorium. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Danny Zalesko Presents.
You won't believe everything I just saw. I went to Disneyland, and it was the 70th celebration. First, I went to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live, and I danced with Goofy. I even got Dad to do the hot dog dance. He's not bad, actually. At night, I saw this parade. Everything was glowing. There were all these lights and colors. Sorcerer Mickey was there, and Lightning McQueen. Oh, then I went to this giant water show with all the Inside Out characters. And I was like, whoa. And then my parents were like, whoa. Oh, and guess what? Bluey and Bingo are coming for real life.
Make memories that last a lifetime during the 70th celebration. From Paint the Night Parade returning January 30th to World of Color Happiness. And with Bluey and Bingo coming soon. Happiness is everywhere at the Disneyland Resort. Visit Disneyland.com for details.
Nothing can stop us now.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner at A1 Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. Call A1 Garage Door Service, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
ASU women's basketball right here on KDUS AM 1060. Hop in this Sunday as head coach Molly Miller and the Lady Sun Devils look to square off against Oregon State. ASU has taken control of the court all season long and now look ready to show off their talents up in Oregon. Join Jeff Munn on the call live from the Beaver State. It's ASU versus Oregon this Sunday. Pregame at 1:30 and tip-off at 2 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Before Evan shares his leftover stories today on the show, I want to give everybody a lay of the land. A lot going on this weekend on KDUS AM 1060. Get started tomorrow morning, 7 to 9, Turf Paradise, week 2 of our brand new horse racing show that we have here on KDUS AM 1060. Right after that, from 9 to 11, Vince and the Varsity Sports Show covering high school sports here in the Valley. Then you've got NAU men's basketball Saturday afternoon, a 3:30 pregame, a 4 o'clock tip. You can listen to that right here when they take on San Diego in San Diego. That is right here on KDUS AM 1060. Then Sunday, your football preview show, No Huddle with the Rooster. That gets underway from 9 until 11. And then, as we've mentioned all throughout the show today, 1:30 pregame, a 2 o'clock tip. ASU women's basketball is there on the road, and they take on Oregon State. So just some of the stuff that you can listen to here over the weekend on KDUS AM 1060. So if you're out and about, or maybe you're at home, you want to listen to us on the KDUS AM 1060 app, that's what you can listen to over the weekend. Okay, producer Evan, what do we have in the leftovers today as we close up another week here on the show?
Well, I will start with, I forgot to tell you, I'm headed to Von Hansen's after work today.
Are you really?
Yes.
What's the game plan?
I'm thinking maybe some steaks.
Okay.
Get over there, get those home, cook those up, have a nice dinner.
So that's for tonight, because
That's
again,
for
you
tonight.
leave next week, so
We're
not buying in
next
bulk here.
No, not in bulk. And, for me, maybe I'll get something that I can freeze. I guess you could freeze anything. Maybe I will add something I can freeze and have ready for when I get back.
You know, can I add some work to your plate today?
Of course you can.
Maybe we do some social media content of you filming yourself inside the Von Hansens, going through everything. We can put that on the social media account later.
I would love that.
Or the Instagram account later.
We
can get a POV shopping at Von Hansens. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later on in the show.
In the afternoon, when you get a video of me at Von Hansens, it's gonna be awesome.
So if you want to follow along with producer Evan's journey, that'll be up on the KDUS AM 1060 social accounts a little bit later on. That should be fun. Looking forward to it.
I'm very much looking forward to doing that.
Got to see what the haul is at the end of the day.
I think it's just going to be steaks.
Okay. You can't go wrong with that.
But I don't know. You go in there and sometimes they have some fun festive stuff, and I'm expecting the holiday season is only going to
give you lots of options.
Give me lots of options.
Okay.
Royals, Michael Garcia on a 5-year extension.
It's a small extension, right? I think it's $57 million in total, but he's a 25-year-old third baseman. It's a great defensive partnership on the left side of the infield for the Kansas City Royals with him and Bobby Witt Jr., who's also locked up long-term. And when you're Kansas City, you have to kind of get in front of doing these types of deals because if these players continue to play really well, they paid Bobby Witt. Do they have the budget to pay another player, top end of the market money? So you got to get these extensions done early. They got one done here with Michael Garcia.
Interesting conversation I've been seeing float around. At the end of this year, the Panthers need to make a huge decision. You know what that decision is?
What is that decision?
Are they going to pick up the fifth-year option for Bryce Young?
Yeah, you had some numbers do you have those numbers ready to go?
So Bryce Young, in their last 21 games, so since week 9 of last year, and I can find the exact numbers, has been extremely efficient. They are 11-10 with 11-10. He has 37 touchdowns, over 4,200 yards, just 13 interceptions, and 9 game-winning drives. That is a 21-game sample size.
He's been really good this year, and I think if they make the postseason, they pick up the 5th-year option, right? I think that's the line of demarcation where if he leads this team to a playoff berth and a home playoff game, they're going to pick up that option. How do you not after the year that he's having?
Yeah, just looking at his year this year, I'll tell you what that is.
He's been great.
I think he's been great. And yes, he has games where he's been bad, but this year I think he's been extremely efficient. Obviously, they're 7-5. He's completing 63% of his passes, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 2,300 yards. He's on pace to have the most yards of his career. Not even to mention what he's done on the ground, which has been actually very efficient as well. From a rushing standpoint, if I could find that, here it is. He has a touchdown, 10 total first downs, over 100 yards on the ground.
I mean, you've been on this bandwagon all season long. They are now atop the NFC South because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can't get out of their own way. And now the Panthers have a chance to really capitalize on that this Sunday when they take on the Saints. Boy, is it going to be tough for not just you, but for Brian if we come in here on Monday and the Panthers have lost.
It's not even a possibility.
I mean, it absolutely is a possibility. They beat the Bucs last week.
And Panthers are better than the Bucs.
I would agree with that, but you still have to go out there and play the game.
You think so?
I do. I don't think they just hand out victories. I know we like to sometimes. We just like to congratulate teams on wins when they haven't earned them yet.
We are big on that.
Oh, nothing we love more. We handed out, I think, 3 today. In the look ahead, we handed out 3 victories.
Yeah, we handed out. We handed out the Panthers win.
I handed out a win to the Honda Civic.
To the Niners. And who was our last one? The Jaguars.
You
jokingly handed out the Jaguars. And then I handed out a win to the Packers.
Which I think is taking that a little too far.
I don't think that's too far at all. This is the biggest game of the Broncos season.
Without their schedule up in front of me, I know they played the Chiefs in a really big game that was impressive, at least at the time. It hasn't aged as well. Yeah, I'm okay with saying that this is the most important game they've played this year.
So they do have the Week 18 game against the Chargers.
That's going to feel pretty important if the division's at stake for that
but
game.
Not if they win this game. Like, if they win this game, then...
So you have the Chargers?
The Chargers schedule?
No. Do you have the Chargers this Sunday in your picks?
I do, yeah.
You want to play the breaking news sounder for me?
Plus the 5.5.
Yeah, you want to play me the breaking news sounder?
Oh, no.
Just play it. It's okay. Chiefs have ruled out Hollywood Brown, Trey Smith, Jawan Taylor, Wanye Morse for Sunday's game against the Chargers. 3 offensive linemen and a wide receiver out on Sunday.
I feel really good about it.
You should feel great about the plus 5.5 now. That's probably
Thank God I moved it to a 2-point play.
Right. You would be kicking yourself if that's only your 1-point play if you would have locked it in. What a weird Football Friday edition of the program. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We had a lot of fun. We hope you did as well. Jim Rome is coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. See ya.
AM 1060 KDUS